Hi, parents of Kindergarten Virtual Learning 2020. My name is Jessica Morrow, and I will be your teacher for as long as you select virtual learning. Welcome. We will have a parent camp that at this point in time is to be determined. So I know that you're picking up your student supplies. I wanted to make a quick video just going over the supplies that are in your bag. At this point, I'm going to ask that we sort of wait and see how this first week and a half go before I give out any other supplies. My goal for your child is not to have them online for every activity. So at this point, I have been able to prepare for you in this handy dandy bag donated from Whole Foods, a bag of goodies for your child. Okay, so I was able to anticipate enough supplies for the first 2 weeks of school. And then I also threw in some extra things that we can use maybe at a later time, just sort of for you to have on hand. So I wanted to go over them really quickly so you know what's in your bag, what to do with it. If anybody watches The Office, one of our teammates made that, I don't know if you saw the episode where Michael Scott unpacked the box that came from Sabre, and he started handing out all the things, and then they realized they weren't supposed to unpack it. They tried to put everything in, and they realized they packed up someone's cell phone and it was ringing. Anyway, I'm sure you're curious what's in here, and I'm sure you're looking for information. So I just thought I would try and go through this with you visually to sort of help things out, and then we'll go over it again during the time when we meet. Okay, so again, it's a bag. Feel free to keep things in here or take them out and store them in a spot that works for you. The most important piece, actually not just one really important piece, there's multiple important pieces, but this is a little something for your little kindergartner. It's a little poem, and then on the back is a QR code. Feel free to scan it and listen to a story. It was intended for the night before kindergarten. So that's for your little one. And then this little stuffy, they can bring the first morning meeting that we have. So that first day of school, they're welcome to bring their stuffy, and they can bring it. And you know, we don't want to kind of be up and around. And I expect it to be a little disruptive, and that's okay. It's the first day. And then we'll take a break that first morning meeting. And what I'll do is I'll say, you know, your stuffy friend, I was so glad to meet them. They can go ahead and probably take a nap now because they're very tired. They're not kindergartners, they're littler. So go ahead and take your stuffy, put it away, put it down in the other room when you go take a break and go to the bathroom or get a snack. But I wanted them to have a connection between home and school. I think it's important. And I wanted them to be able to see me before we started. So that's for your little one. And then this is kind of a combination of things. So it has your child's name on the front. I'm picking Benjamin today. This you can either tape or glue on the front of their pencil box. So we tried to coordinate both as a kindergarten team virtually, but also because I know you're from different schools, but also here at my home school at Willow. So this can go on top of the pencil box. It's a great reference for alphabet and colors and numbers and your child's name. The pink side, start with the pink side. Okay, that's a letter to you. There is a front and a back. It talks about supplies you will need and supplies that I'm supplying for you. I threw some extra things in there. Anything that's not on the list, don't worry about sending it back. It's yours. But there are some things I would need back. For example, if you think about it, if children are rotating out every 3 weeks, I will need to take some things back and put them in quarantine and clean them and then give them to new children. So you can see that on the letter. And it also talks a little bit about the pacing. Talks about how we spend a lot of time in the beginning of the year establishing routines, and we kind of move a little bit slow. So just as like an FYI. Okay, the next thing on that side, this is the side that's really for you. Kindergarten preparedness. In this, there's a ton of really great resources. We usually give this out at our kindergarten orientation. There's an alphabet chart. There's alphabet letter formation pages. And then there's a ton of resources that are from our ELA program, our Fontes and Pinnell. There are your children's sight words are in here, so this could be kept out during writing time. There's some activities that you can do with your child. Let's say you want to stretch them on a day that they're just looking for something to do and you're looking for something to do. There's some activities in here. There's an example of kindergarten writing. So where your child is on the writing spectrum, you can sort of see, and you can watch that progression through the year. And there's their additional number lines and number cards. Okay? So it's sort of a shared resource. And then I added a soft skills packet. Like, not a big packet person, but I feel like it's a good tool for you to have. I would like to ideally provide something like this every couple weeks. Maybe get together like a packet of all your needs and any supplies that would need to be used for the week, and maybe have like a pickup. But we can talk about that and see if that's necessary, and if that's too much, we can, like I said, it will kind of just, these first couple weeks we'll figure it out. I want to make this as engaging as possible. The more children are engaged, the more excited they are, the more they're going to retain. So I want to try to still do that as much as possible. Okay. Children kindergarten skills practice book. So this would be, again, tracing, especially at the beginning of the year, coloring a puzzle, cutting it out, gluing it down, a lot of the skills that we're going to use. Oh, there's a numbers page. So this can be something that you use in your downtime. This is for your child. Welcome to kindergarten. It's a little coloring page for them. We're going to talk a lot about forest animals. We have like a little raccoon that's going to be our little mascot, and talk a lot about forest animals and things. So you'll see a theme there. You may want to read this easy reader with your child. I am ready for virtual learning. I can sit. I can look at the screen. So just going over some expectations. I can listen. I will not do flips. These are important. Don't worry. I won't be doing flips. What else is on this side? So that's something I thought you could read, even if you want to read a couple times before we start a class. We will do a shared book about that. And then this is a great thing for ELA and writing. This is a laminated alphabet linking chart. Your child will use this very, very frequently. So the other side of the folder, these are things that are specific for your child that we'll be using over the next couple of weeks. So it's going to be an envelope with their name puzzle in it. They'll cut that apart. There's going to be a piece of black construction paper. They'll use fine motor skills and they'll rip little bits of construction paper and glue it on, looking at big letters and little letters. And then there are a number of coloring pages and work pages. So this we'll use the first day. I tried to put it in chronological order as best I could, but we'll see. You'll also notice I'm not sure how much we'll get through. So as a teacher, you always sort of plan more, and then you can always do it the next day. So my goal would be to get through all of these things. I'm just not sure, because of the pacing and our time, how quickly we'll go through things, okay? So there's a number of activities. My first day of kindergarten, we're gonna work on a self-portrait. This is a great way for me to assess their handwriting. It's a great way for me to assess their fine motor. It's a great way for me to just get to know them a little better. And then I also have one that we'll complete that on the last day of school. So that's really neat to see. Everybody has a name poem. We're going to do a lot with that. School supply activity pages. There are two writing papers. That's extra for now. I don't know if I'm going to need it the first 2 weeks, but I thought I would throw it in there. So that's everything that's inside the folder. I do have a 5 Little Monkeys, 2 worksheets for that. I might stick them in your bags real quick. So that's that. What else is in your lovely goodie bag? Each child gets their own writing journal. I did not put names on them. I usually do. I did not do that because we had a lot of movement within the rosters. Even now, we have a lot of students that are registering or unregistering, and that's completely okay. But just so you understand, that's why I didn't do that, because I don't have enough journals. So if you could write your child's name on their uppercase, lowercase, that just first name would be great. Because if they do go into the classroom, they can bring those supplies with them. And alphabet writing sheets. We will go over handwriting in kindergarten, focusing on having them right at the top and going down. Again, if you could please write their name on that, that would be loveliness. I threw in the bag some construction paper. There are some activities that we'll probably use for that. We may not do some of them until week 3. to be determined. Sentence writing strips. We'll use these at some point. There's a bag of math supplies. These would be one of the things I would need to get back, please. In the bag, you have a number line that's laminated, a die, 10 counting cubes, 10 miscellaneous little fun erasers, and 10 counters. Okay, that's all, and that can all live in that same little baggie. Moving on, miscellaneous art bag. So feathers, gems, watercolor paints, feathers, because we have to have feathers, popsicle sticks, a cup. We are going to do an activity with Chicka Chicka Boom, the story with the popsicle sticks and feathers. I'm sorry, the popsicle stick and the cup. Q-tips are in there. So I'd like to try to fill this more. I did buy letters, but they're not here yet. So the activity actually calls for the magnetic letters. Unfortunately, I don't have enough for everyone, and I couldn't get them in time. So one of the things that I am going to ask, if possible, if you're able to purchase those magnetic letters, that would be a huge help. If any of the things also on the parent supply list are just a little bit too much of a stretch for you at this time, feel free to reach out to me or your homeschool's guidance counselor or the Willow Lane guidance counselor and let us know. Okay, so please do that. Last thing, a cookie sheet. So this is what we're going to put our magnetic letters on. The kids do a ton of work with this, spelling their names, letters, letter sounds, spelling words. We use this all year. So, so that, I think, oh, one more thing. Sticky notes, and we will use this the first week or the second week. I can't remember. It's a blur now. So, so like I said, that's what's in your bag. I just wanted to go through it real quick. Most of that information in the folder on the right side is for the first day, first week, second week. The things on the left side are more for pre-first day. So that's everything. I hope that makes sense. If you need anything, feel free to send me an email. It's jmauro, M-A-U-R-O, at eastpennsd.org. The Google site will be up soon, which then will populate Seesaw, and we can communicate through that. But that's for a later time. I knew you were picking this up Thursday and Friday. I wanted to make sure you knew it was in the bag. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you and or your children on Monday. See ya.